Hello everybody, welcome back to a brand new video on the channel. Today we're here with another episode of our F1 2020 My Team Career Mode. Not a last question mark challenge today because obviously we can't do Mugello and the race has just finished. Wow, what an incredible race, but we're not going to be really talking about that in this video. But today we're going to start off by looking at the driver market because obviously, Guan Yu Zhou not been incredible this season. Obviously Monaco, wow, that was such a good race for him. He got P9, wasn't it? That was great, but that's been his only points finish of the season. And we've won 2 races. Guaranteed one of them was very much gifted to us, but the other one I feel we very much earned out at Canada. So looking through, I'm kind of looking at the people around the 9 million mark. So the Alex Albons and the Esteban Ocons. But obviously I've started to watch Alex Albon. He's not been great in the Red Bull. Neither has Max, to be fair. I think Max only has 1 win at his home Grand Prix, I think that was. And Ocon's been doing alright, to be fair to him, in that Renault. I don't think he's not been on the pace with Ricciardo, but Ricciardo's been doing absolutely fantastic in that Renault this season. He's absolutely smashed out of the park. But yeah, I think we'll start to have a look around at Ocon. Sainz as well, very highly rated. Like game-wise and in real life as well. But I don't know if we'll be able to take him from McLaren. And then I don't really want to be spending an awful lot of money because Sergio Perez is obviously an amazing driver. But I don't know if I want to be spending all that money just trying to get a driver. Obviously we could try to take one of these guys, but I think the season we've had, I don't think we have the chance really to be able to snatch any of the top guys up at least. So I think Albon or Ocon are probably our best options right now. I would love to have Ricciardo on the team because he's been doing so fantastic with Renault, but as I said, I don't think he'd want to come with us just for how poor this season has been for us realistically. If without the 2 wins, I think we would have 16 points total, which is just not very good at all. We'll start to watch Esteban Ocon as well, I think, and we'll keep an eye on him and Albon for the rest of the season to see who we will pick up. I'm not sure if we will get rid of Zhou. If Zhou starts to pick up his pace from this point on in the season, then I'll keep him on board. But if he stays where he is, then sorry mate, you're off. But activities wise, obviously going to try our best to do anything that's going to bump up the team, just a morale and acclaim it is. And the only other thing we can do is weight training or chassis team building, but I'm going to try to boost Zhou's stats as much as possible, as we've been doing for basically all this season, and he just hasn't improved, and it's been such a shame. But we do get that engine upgrade coming through, and obviously Zhou gets his weight training done. But there it is, Japanese Grand Prix, quite a nice track, but here we have a little special cutscene.
Now there's a risk a lot of our hard work could be undone if we're not careful, so let's figure out how to mitigate this. Drivers, take a look at the developments we have and let us know what you want to invest in protecting. Alright everyone, let's get on top of this.
Alright, so there's confirmation of the rule change, the regulation change coming in for next season. Now I want to make the most of this. Obviously, second worst car on the grid, not where we want to be. I do want, by probably halfway through next season, I want to be 4th best, 5th best car on the grid. So I think from here on out, we're going to start to save some resource points and make sure we're in the best position possible to mitigate literally any issues we could have, because I do not want to be losing out over this 2 seasons. We need to capitalize as much as possible. But yeah, let's get out to qualifying. Okay, so here we are coming to the end of our first lap, and not great, P20, but it's kind of where we are, to be honest. And this second lap looking good, 5 tenths up, most of the way through and we cross the line, and it doesn't actually improve our position at all, which was quite depressing to see. And then I went out for another lap, but I was just so off the pace, and I was giving it absolutely everything, as you can see here, but yeah, I just gave it a bit too much, and I was just trying to make something out of it, which obviously I couldn't. And yeah, I'm out, and Zhou's actually managed to out-qualify us here. Only by a 10th, but yeah, showing us up a little bit, and probably showing that, hey, you don't want to be kicking me off the team because I'm better than you. So yeah, showing us up a little bit there, but wasn't a great qualifying session from myself. But I guess it's just time to get to the race and hopefully outperform Zhou in the race and show him, actually mate, maybe you do need to step up your game a tad bit more. But yeah, everyone who you expect to be out is out.
Have your take on it. What was your teammate's secret to success today?
He just got more out of the car than I did. I don't know what else to say.
You won't be starting at the front of the pack. Are you worried?
We never start at the front of the pack, Claire.
The regulation changes for next season have been announced. How are you?
We're so ready. We're gonna absolutely smash it. Trust me. Not really, but we've got to deal with that.
Great. Well, that's everything.
No problem, Clarino. Yeah, rivalry-wise, obviously we're getting absolutely smashed by Alex Albon, but not Alex Albon, Carlos Sainz. Sorry, but what do you expect? And yeah, some more acclaim for the team, but we get our next sponsor once we reach acclaim level 20, I think. So a long way, but yeah, let's get to the race and see what we can do.
Welcome along then to the magnificent Suzuka International Circuit, a stone's throw away from Issa Bay in the beautiful Japanese countryside. What surprises lie in wait for us today in the Japanese Grand Prix? A lap of this historic racetrack covers 3.6 miles, and it's the only time during the season that we race on a figure-of-8 racetrack. The drivers can expect some intense G-forces through the 18 corners on offer here as they experience some of the highest average apex speeds on the Formula One calendar. And keep an eye out for overtakes going into the final chicane. With the Grand Prix nearly upon us, Anthony Davidson is by my side once again to offer his perspective. So, let's briefly discuss Lewis Hamilton. There's a real chance they could win the title today. So how do you think they'll handle the pressure?
I think as long as they keep their mind on the task and not its historical significance, they'll be just fine. This is a race just like any other. You do the best you can and accept that sometimes things are going to happen outside of your control. If they can approach today with that attitude, the pressure shouldn't be a problem.
It's time to see how our drivers are stacking up after yesterday's exciting qualifying session. Good job yesterday from Valtteri Bottas. The Finn starts from pole position, and it's Lewis Hamilton alongside. Looking at the rest of today's grid, we have Leclerc, Verstappen, Daniel Ricciardo, and Albon, Perez, Ocon, Sainz, and Lance Stroll, Vettel, Kvyat, Lando Norris, and Gasly, Giovinazzi, Raikkonen, Romain Grosjean, and Kevin Magnussen, Russell, Byrne, Latifi, and Guan Yu Zhou. Which of these talented drivers will come out on top?
Last row of the grid. We're going to need something special from you today if we're going to get a good result.
You know, I'm always going to push as hard as I possibly can, Jeff, but yeah, obviously low down the grid. We're just going to have to give it our all. I'm really not feeling great going into these last few races. Go with the one-stop strategy, softs to the hards. I hope we can make the softs last. We've been struggling with tyre wear a fair bit, so I hope we can just get it done. But off the line, it's not my best start ever, but we do hold position. We have Zhou pulling alongside us there, but we get in front of him, and we might just have Russell around the outside there. Yep, we will have the inside coming into the S section here, but we have both Hasses and both Alphas ahead of us going side by side, so everyone's concertinaing up a little bit. It's hard to make any moves done. We're up the inside of Kevin Magnussen. Can we get it done up his inside? Yes, we can, up to P18. So good first sector there. Gaining, what is that, 2 positions, 3 positions. But we dive up the inside of Romain Grosjean now. I love making a move there, it's so lovely. And then I love making a big dive bomb up here in the chicane, and it's absolutely fantastic. We get both Alfa Romeos right now, but will we be able to hold off Giovinazzi? I don't think so. That Ferrari engine coming back at us here as he makes a tiny bit of contact with us. We're going to stay side by side, and it's so fine, but I think we've just got him into Spoon. But as we look behind, Kimi Raikkonen goes for the move up the inside of Gio, and he just spins himself round. And yeah, that's Raikkonen's fault. He just went for a completely audacious move, and it didn't work out. As that, I take out the Bullards and get them out of my way, and trying to hunt down Pierre Gasly now for that P14, and hopefully getting a bit closer to points. But as you can see, next lap losing out a bit to Gasly, but that's no surprise, and Giovinazzi is going to pull ahead of us coming into 130R, but you know I'm going to send it round the outside. A lovely move there, 130R. Famous move, obviously, from like Fernando Alonso around the outside of 130R. But just managing to stay ahead of Giovinazzi, I think, into turn 1 is so fine. He was just trying to get his nose just up our inside, but managing to hold him off barely. But now Gio's coming back at us up the inside into the hairpin, as we're just losing more and more time on Gasly now. I go deep to defend, but it causes me to run wide. Oh, everyone's stuck up behind us. And it's going to be really close here as Gio's going to come flying back through, and I can't send around the outside now. 130R, but can I get him back into the chicane? I look around the outside and move to the inside. Gio locks up, and we're up the inside. Can we hold it through the final corner? It's going to be so close, but I think Gio might just have that Ferrari power. We do have DRS though, and Grosjean's coming into this battle now, and no, they both have the Ferrari power, and we're losing out. And oh, we're on the grass, and yeah, we've lost that there. I just had to back out of it really, otherwise it was going to get pinched. Yeah, Grosjean would have hit me, I would have hit Giovinazzi, all of us would have come out of the race, so better to finish it than to just get wiped out in a stupid accident. But now Magnussen's having a go at us, and yeah, near to the end of stints, this is where my pace is just horrendous, and I'm just getting absolutely murked by everyone now. But yeah, I feel it. I'm just not looking after my tyres well enough at the start. I'm trying to make up everything at the start of the race, and then this happens where I have absolutely no pace, and everyone's just doing me here. But I think I just managed to hold off George Russell there because I was in the DRS of Kevin Magnussen, so I just managed to hold on, and we're literally pushing Magnussen through these S's now. But as we come to the end of the lap, he's broken away again, and we've got DRS, but Russell's right up our arse, and it looks like he's going to just come flying up our inside. Maybe can we hold on? Oh, Russell's locked up! Oh, Russell goes deep into turn 1, and I think Joe's going to have him as well there. But oh my god, Russell gets through, but he locks up big time. That was insane AI mistake. I haven't seen anything like that before. That was mental. But now Magnussen loses his rear end coming out of the hairpin there. Let's have a bit of a replay watching him. You can see, yep, just on the exit, got a bit too greedy on the power, lost it. And now we're looking for a move up the inside of 130R, but it's a bit too far back, but we're setting up to go around the outside into the hairpin. Can we get it done side by side? And that's a lovely move. Oh my god, that's one of my best moves. But he managed to re-overtake Kevin Magnussen, surprisingly. I thought he would just break away, but he's not doing too great on his soft tyres either now. And it looks like Zhou's probably going to have a pop at him as well, which is good. So Zhou's sort of following us through the grid, but hopefully he doesn't actually overtake us, because that's not what we want. But here's from Zhou's POV of that overtake. He just launches his way past Magnussen, and there's nothing K-Mag can do about it. And ooh, Zhou locks up a bit as well there. But now Guan Yu right on our rear end, and this is not what I wanted. As the start of the episode, we're talking about replacing him, and he is piling on the pressure. As we're going to fast forward a bit, coming now into Spoon, and shows up the inside. Can we hold around the outside? Just we close off the line. Oh, I hate this so much. Oh god, I find Japan such a hard track to overtake on, and it's so easy to just have contact and get flung off, and I hate having these battles because it's such a flowy track, twisty turny. Fighting on it is scary, but Zhou's up our inside, And I think that's it for us. But it is our pit window, so I'm not awfully fussed. But you can see in one lap, Zhou opens up the gap by over a second, which is just a bit embarrassing. But we come in, because there's nothing we can do about it now. Just going to keep on moving. Russell follows us in, and Grosjean's just up ahead there, coming into the pits. But, this race is not going our way in that first stint. But we've improved from P21, where we qualified, and we come out ahead of George Russell there, thankfully. So, not our best pit stop, 3.1, but keeps us ahead of Russell. And now just take these hards for the next 17 laps, which sounds like a fair little bit, unfortunately. But here we have Magnussen coming out of the pits. We're going to get back ahead of him, and actually by a decent little bit, but Zhou has managed to stay ahead of us in the pit stop phase, and I think Zhou will now beat us to the end of this race. And I won't be surprised if K-Mag is going to get us here, because he is not giving us an inch of breathing space. He is right on us, and he is ready for us to just make a tiny little mistake. So there's a yellow flag ahead, and I think that's Nicholas Latifi going very slowly, and he's moving over. Oh my god, what's happened to Latifi there? He was moving to defend, and that's just, I think he's just glitched out of the pit box. He did his pit stop, you can see that, and he's just come out of the pits. Like, he's literally just on the track, and Kimi Raikkonen didn't have that issue. He just came out of the pit box normally. So I think that might have actually cost Latifi, but very odd glitch there. I've never seen that before, but it doesn't mean we are ahead of Nicholas Latifi. But he is right on us, and we're just going to defend into turn one, as it is starting to brighten up a tad little bit here. But I don't think that the brightness of the sky, or the less clouds, is going to actually help us pace-wise in this race. If anything, it will just hurt us more, because the track times will get higher. But Magnussen's managed to get past Latifi. Latifi's actually dropping off a bit. But now Magnussen up our inside. Can we do anything about it? He runs wide, and we swing it back up the inside. We will have a better run coming into the S's, but we are ahead. Oh my god, that was just not fun at all. I did not like that. I was just, I'm going to have to send it. As Magnussen goes for a move up the inside, and that was way too audacious. That was way too audacious. You see coming through 130R, looking up the inside, and he backs out of it, and then he goes for it as we turn in. And yeah, like, if he went for it a bit earlier, then it would have worked, and I would have had to give him the position. But he went for the move too late. He backed out of it, and then I was like, no, maybe there's room. Oh wait, no, he's turning in. And then, yeah, now Raikkonen, even though he span earlier in the race, has actually managed to come past us here, but nothing we can do about it, really. We just, realistically, the Alfa Romeo and the Haas are faster than us, so the fact that we're even staying ahead of one of them is a success in some sort of way. But now, K-Mag, as we come to the final lap, is right behind us, is very bright now. No clouds in the sky practically, as Lewis Hamilton takes the win, and I think that could be the championship as well in this race, as you heard at the start of the race when Crofty was talking about. He could take the championship, but here we go. I run wide at 130R, but I think that might just be able to hold us on to this P19. Obviously, 2 position improvement from the start. Not exactly what we would have wanted, but still, we finish ahead of a Haas. So I guess we've got to be happy about it. But yeah, super disappointing, and we got outperformed by Guan Yu Zhou, which is very irregular.
That's a spectacular victory then, and with it, the championship is secure. It's been a magnificent season, and they thoroughly deserve the cheers of the crowd here today. Tell me, Ant, how do you think they were able to deliver such an incredible result today?
Well, I think it was clear what the main contributing factor out on the track was today: speed. I know it sounds like an obvious thing to say, Crofty, but fast cars win races, and we saw that today with our winner.
And I can see the drivers starting to approach the podium for the victory celebrations. A real team victory today. Everybody played their part. Congratulations then to Mercedes, your race winners today.
And there it is, Lewis Hamilton takes the win, followed by Valtteri Bottas and Charles Leclerc. Once again, Daniel Ricciardo completely outperforming his Renault in P5 there, and that should definitely boost him up in the Drivers' Championship. Albon having a great race along with Sebastian Vettel, but props to Guan Yu Zhou. Beat us, and yeah, there's nothing else to it. He just had a better race and practically just wiped the floor with us, but we ruined off the race anyway in that first stint by pushing too hard right at the start. I think that's what's cost us a lot of the time in the last few races, so just got to focus on that, just focus on tyre management. I haven't really had to think about it an awful lot in past F1 games, but in this game it really does seem to have a massive factor in your race result, tyre temps and everything. But Max Verstappen jumps Sebastian Vettel and Daniel Ricciardo in the he jumps Sebastian Vettel and Daniel Ricciardo jumps Albon in the driver's standings. That battle for P6 that is in the championship is very interesting. But constructors wise, not much happening. I think we should hopefully be able to just hold on to P7 in the constructors, but if not, it will be P8 by the end of the season, so not too bad there.
Today, let's have your take on it. Why do you think you weren't as quick as your teammates today?
I ruined my race in the first stint, like I said, but yeah, I just made a few mistakes, honestly, and didn't have the pace at the end of the day. They were more consistent with their tyres and just made the most out of the car, and I didn't. I failed to, get what the car can offer.
After all the teams have updated their cars for next season's regulation changes, where
We
do you
should be able to come out, hopefully, a lot higher up than we are right now.
Great. Well, that's everything.
No problem, Clarino. But obviously, Carlos Sainz once again absolutely trounces us in the rivalry. But it's only another 3 races until he inevitably beats us. But obviously, when we took on the rivalry, we were a lot closer to Renault and McLaren. But now we're nowhere near them. So, yeah. Not going well for us. I don't think we've won a single rivalry so far in this career mode, which is quite disappointing. But our season's been quite disappointing. But that is 700,000 in the bag there, and yeah, we had a tiny bit of damage, but that must have been on the front wing from some wheel banging. Nothing that really would have affected us that much at the end of the day. But now, as we come back to HQ, we have the opportunity to renew some sponsors, all of our secondary sponsors, and obviously instantly I renewed Sunburst as a sponsor. And let's think about it, and yeah, Sudo did just make sense. They had a great goal bonus and the goal was easy to achieve. And then looking through, obviously everything above Sudo was just like win the race. And then I saw Laguna, which had the same goal as Sudo and give us money. So yeah, I'll take them on board. So those are our new sponsors. So we will be taking some penalties for the next race because our engine's starting to wear out. We haven't focused a ton on durability this season. When I started the career mode, I thought, yeah, I'll focus on durability a lot, but I haven't really ended up doing so that much. But coming back to it, on the R&D chart, obviously you can see durability and chassis departments will be the one being changed. And it sucks about chassis because I put a lot of effort into it this season, but got to deal with it and got to keep on moving on. So we'll just try to adapt as many parts as we possibly can right now, and yeah, do the others in the coming videos. But I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to give it a like, press the subscribe button and turn post notifications on so you're ready for when I next upload. I've got back to school now, so don't know if I'll be able to upload as much as I'd like to, but hopefully I should be uploading at least twice a week. So hope to see you guys on Wednesday. So yeah, see you guys then, and peace.